Hello, I was gonna change my lawnmower blade and I figured I'd make a video kind of showing you how I do this. This is just how I do it. I don't recommend you do it the way I do it. This is just how I do it. So the first thing I do is very first thing is I'd wait till you run out of gas. That's the safest way to do it. Have an empty gas tank and you don't have to deal with the gas. And you want to take your spark plug wire off your spark plug. That'll keep you from accidentally starting the lawnmower. And by having empty gas, you have less chance of spilling it. You don't want to spill gas on a hot mower. In fact, mower should be cool before you start working on it. That way lessen chance of you hurting yourself. So, with that said, another thing I want to point out is I see a lot of people tilting their lawnmower sideways. The lawnmower is not really designed to be done that way. If you look at it, you remember it's got oil in it, and if you tilt it this way, all the oil will run to your filter and kind of clog things up there. And if you tilt it over this way, it all goes into your exhaust system and you're gonna blow out a lot of smoke. Your lawnmower is designed to tilt up and to the front and to the back. That's why you can grab it and tilt it like that or like that. It's designed to be that way. There's nothing, the oil can accumulate in the front or the back. It's not going to be that big of a deal. So I just want to point that out. So I always like to tilt mine to the back. You just need something to prop it up on. It doesn't have to be that strong. And then there, you can work on it now. So let me go get something for my knees there. I'll be right back. Alright, here's a little tip. Just always keep your old throw rugs. And it gives you something so you don't bang up your legs when you have to get down and work. So what I first would recommend is just taking some WD-40 and just squirt it down here. And then you want to let that soak. I like to let it soak 15 minutes or so. Gets that good in there. That'll help break it free. And I highly recommend you just use an impact gun. It's just a whole lot easier. I think I grabbed the wrong size socket for that, but this is already actually loose. I just decided to make the video. By using an impact gun, when you put it on there and you hit it, it's going to break that bolt loose. To where if you use like a hand wrench, it tends to want to spin the blade on you. And you want to avoid that. If you're worried about your blade spinning, you can just take like a 2x4. I like to get a little bit longer one. And one thing I want to say is don't stick any parts of your body into the blade. That's why if you're going to use a ratchet, get a long extension, and you just don't want to put any of your body parts there. So you'd hit it with the impact gun and it'll break loose that bolt there. And so mine's already loose. I already did this. Then you just take this off. Recommend you wear gloves. The only reason why I'm not is because I'm using the camera. It's hard to push the buttons and stuff. Let me actually pause this and so I don't hurt myself. Alright, so I got this taken off, and I just want to show you, you want to pay attention to what side the blade was on when you took it off. This is usually like little bent up metal pieces, and you just want to pay attention to what came off. In my case, mine has a weird X thing in there, and if you look at the bottom, it's got that same little weird X thing in there. So you just kind of want to understand what you're working on. They make different kinds, so yours might not look like this. So next you're gonna want to take as much stuff as you can with you. Like I would take this and the blade to the hardware store, like Home Depot or wherever. You could order it online. But I like to compare it. Well, you'll need to compare your new blade with your old one, make sure it's the correct fit. So let me go grab a blade that I got and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here you go. So I got my blade. I like to leave the plastic and paper on and stuff in case I did pick up the wrong one. It's easier to return. And you just want to make sure everything looks like it lines up the same. If I flip it over, I can see if I lay this right on top, all the holes and everything lined up, so I know I got the correct blade. Typically, if you have wings on it, they go up, and you'll have a single-sided cutting blade portion. Some blades actually have two sides of their blade, so you can flip it over and use them twice, but that's kind of unusual. If you're not sure which way your lawnmower spins, just gently pull the cord and see which way, when you pull the cord slowly, which way that spins, and that would kind of make sense as to, you know, you want the cutting edge to be spinning towards the way it's supposed to go. Anyways, that's pretty much all there is to it. All I'm going to do is just take this, put it on there, put it all on, and then when you, if you do use a wrench, I think I already said this, but make sure you have a long extension so your hands aren't in the way of the cutting material in the blade, so you don't hurt yourself. And you don't have to put this on very tight. You just need to snug it down, because when the lawnmower spins, it'll actually tighten the bolt up for you. So you just want to snug it so it's not going to come off, and just for use, it's going to feel like it's tightening up anyways. You know, but you know, put it on there real tight, but not, you don't have to like wrench it on super tight. Anyways, I hope that makes sense. That's about all there is to this. I don't know if you really need to watch me put this on. I'm just going to reverse assemble it, and you're pretty much done. Then, you know, make sure you put your spark plug wire on. I'd let it sit down so the oil can kind of drain back in. And then if you need to add a little gas, you can put some gas in it and start it up. Again, the whole key to this is don't stick your hands in any place in the blade where or any part of your body where you're going to get hurt if that thing goes. Anyways, I hope this video kind of makes sense and maybe it helps somebody out there. If you have any questions, maybe leave them in the comments below, and I'll see if I can answer them for you. Thank you for watching. I hope this helps you out. So after I got working on this, my blade was a little bit loose, and so I just want to point that out. If you hear any noise that's unusual, just stop what you're doing immediately. And I was saying be not too tight on this because these tend to get in there real tight, but I think I would just go and power that in just to be on the safe side. If you got an impact, it'll come back out easy. Anyways, I just thought I'd throw that little update in there, and I do really recommend you use an impact gun, and I'll show you why. You know, I got my spark plug wire off and everything, and when you hit it with an impact gun, you want to make sure your gun's turning to the correct direction you want to go. But when you do it, watch the blade, it doesn't really spin that much. And so you get a lot of torque without a lot of twist, if that makes sense. Anyways, that's a good reason why I like that. And then again, you can always take a 2x4 and prop it in there if you feel that that's going to start spinning on you. But maybe just put that on nice and snug. Anyways, thanks for watching.